Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining in. This is our first time doing something like this over Zoom. And it's not new for me and Sidra to talk to Atom's customer, usually in person or like over phone calls. And I actually have seen some familiar faces here, that people who we've not spoken in a while, but people we have spoken to when we were working with on our first shoe model zero. So I want to just share some slides. The goal of this conversation is to keep it lightweight. It's more about the community and like just being with you all and answer some questions. And originally this came up with, we recently launched our new shoes model one, and there were some questions that people had over email, and some of the questions were so good that we decided to jump on a call with few Atoms customers. And then those conversations were even more meaningful. We learned that we are not answering like every question that customers have, and a lot of questions that we were trying to ask were not that meaningful. So we decided, why don't we reach out to our community and offer them that, hey, we will do a Zoom call and you guys can submit your question in the start, and then we will answer those one by one. And this is actually how we also started our company in the start. We had no issue, but we decided to host people at our basement in San Francisco. A lesser known fact about Atoms is we started in San Francisco. This is our original office. We had one couch, two chairs. Actually, the chair I'm sitting, this is the same chair that you see over there. We moved here in New York City. And we would ask our customers what they like in the shoes they already have, what they like in the shoes that we had made. We only had made few Atom sample. These are the original Atom shoe boxes that you see there. These were the sample boxes. And in this picture, we even had Maisie Williams, who was in Game of Thrones at that time, who was also visiting us. So that brings us to today on Model 1. Model 1 is essentially continuation of what we're doing at Atoms. Our goal always has been to make the best shoes that we can make for every day, and then keep improving them, instead of like deciding to launch 50 different products or 30 different products and then figuring out on every product how it should be. Why don't we make like one product and just go all in, and then continues to make it like better. This is a similar approach that we use on as a customer at Apple, where we see like, hey, we buy one product and then we buy a new product from them. So that's what inspired us to go into Model 0 and Model 1. And then on Model 1, we were originally very focused on comfort. We were like, hey, if we make just one shoe, it has to be extremely comfortable, something that people love. So we focused on comfort and simplicity and ease of use. And our goal was just to get all those things right. Even though it sounds simple, it did become kind of hard to get it right with simplicity and comfort and ease of use. And then we decided, why don't we make it even better? What if we can keep everything that we love about Model 0 and we make it even better? And that's where I would like Sidra to talk about Model 1, how we got here and where we are now, and what Model 1 has to offer.
Thank you, everyone, and super excited to have you here. I see like 42 people. Super exciting, actually. And when Vikas was sharing those photos of us being in San Francisco, and I was just looking at Vikas' background, and I was thinking, wow, we started from that basement, and now we have an art gallery and a shoe wall and a big warehouse, and Vikas is taking this call from here. Super exciting. We would not be able to do that without you guys. So, we are so grateful for the continued support. And for Model 1, actually, as Vikas mentioned, that Model 1 is an extension of Model 0. The way we think about our product is how we can make our shoes the best shoes for every day. We are not focused on running shoes. We are focused on making the best possible shoes for your everyday that you can use when you walk, when you stand, when you commute. So that was the idea with Model 0, as Vikas mentioned. So when we were working on Model 1, actually, there were a couple of things that we learned from our customer. So for example, customer were asking for more support, more durability. And then there were like more other things that we offered in our first shoes that we wanted to improve. For example, the idea of elastic shoelaces was so that you can easily put your foot in and off, on and off. And then the tongue, we need to like fix that so that it stay in its own shape. And then more durability and slip resistance. Those were other things that we personally were feeling that we need to improve on Model 1. And then how we can add actually more support to the shoes. And we were thinking about all those ideas, but then at the same time, keeping the same comfort of Model 0 was something that we wanted to keep on. And that was extremely hard challenge. Like every time we were looking into market for new technology, new ideas, especially when we were working with our vendors, we were thinking about that how we cannot compromise on the comfort, but at the same time offer durability and more support. And actually, thank you, Vikas, for sharing these slides. If you move to the next one, I want to like talk about what does mean by support. Support in the shoes is not just like that it retain its shape, but support meaning like how you can provide all day long comfort. And in Model 1, we were also seeing, particularly when Vikas and we both were wearing that shoes, we were feeling that we both have pronation in our feet, which we actually discovered very recently. And then every time we were walking, our foot was dipping in. So that is something on a personal side that we wanted to also change from Model 0 to Model 1, which means that we need to provide more stable shoes. And then also how we can retain the memory of the material. So memory of the material is very important. For example, when you receive your shoes, new shoes, it very structured, looks very sleek, but by the time when you start using it, it formed to your foot. It must form to your foot, but it should not lose its structure. So how we can think about that. And then definitely on the durability part, the big thing that we received from our customer was the outsole material. And once we started thinking about like how we can work on outsole material, actually we went to on the drawing board. There were so many interesting materials and new technologies coming up in the market, but the problem was every time you were increasing durability, you were compromising on comfort. If you are bringing more comfort, then you are compromising on the lightweightness or the breathability of the shoes. So these were all the new tests that we did over the period of last 36 months. And we tried rubber material outsole, and inside the midsole, same EVA comfortable material that we have in our Model 0. Then we tried another technology which called like thermoplastic polyurethane. And this type of outsole has already been in market introduced. We thought like, can we think about changing some properties of rubber or thermoplastic? And then we worked on that. But then if you see, like our main focus here was three things, like how we can keep, because if you go back, how we can keep the balance of comfort, durability, and lightweight. And we were able to achieve that maximum comfort on Model 0, which is basically the fifth shoes here you see at the end. But we were compromising on the durability, slip resistance, and then support idea. Then we met with someone very interesting in Korea in end of like 2019. His name is Mr. Jin. I was trying to get his best photo, but would not been able to get that because I couldn't go to Korea in 2020 and 2019 and 2021 because of the COVID. So we were like speaking over the call. But we met with this very interesting guy. Actually, one of our team member met this person who left Nike, and then he had some idea which he thought like he wants to do more experimentation. But then he ended up working with Korea Footwear Institute. And then over the dinner, he actually shared that he is working on something that can be durable, comfortable, and lightweight. And at the same time, you can 100% recycle it. Now, the problem was that if we are thinking about creating such a big product, we are not like making so many product. We are not making 10, 20 different product. We are making only one product. So if you are counting on new technology to launch your main basic product, it was extremely risky. So our team in Korea, they kept saying like, Sidra, this feels very exciting, but there is so much work that has to happen, especially on the development and the production of the shoes. So we took that risk. This is why it took so much time for us to spend on the new development. So the photos, Vikas, that you were sharing on the development process, basically this is some of those things that we experiment. Yeah, this is model 1 technology. We worked on different type of molding so that we can keep the structure in that new material. And yeah, these are like all different shapes that we tried on. And then still, if you see like the bottom part of the left photo, we had like a lot of issues, especially this type of issue, because we wanted to maintain the right weight of the shoes, which means like you have to use the right thickness of the material. And the weight of the shoes is very, very important. Like your shoes should not be extremely lightweight that it does not support. The idea of support of your foot is, which I already explained, that it should provide comfort all day, but at the same time, your material should remain its memory. So if you are going with like extremely lightweight, then you lose that idea. So this is why like figuring a technology in a new material that was durable and then slip resistance, and then at the same time lightweight, it was like extremely hard challenge, I can't tell you. And on top of that, like Atoms is focused on simplicity, which means like we cannot hide anything. Everything that we are doing, like it has to like show itself, even whatever defects were. But then finally, like we came out in June. We decided actually in April this year that we can keep doing more experimentation. And this is again like model 1 is work in progress. This is Atom's product philosophy. We are making a shoes which is work in progress. So we are still, as soon as like our customer, they are sending us feedback, we are learning from them and improving this. And the other thing which is very important for us when we are working on product is, we are not improving our product when we launch a new model. We are improving our product in every production batch. So even model 0, we improved at least like 25 times in every production batch that we did since last 2.5 years. So that's what about model 1 is. I'm sure like there is so much you guys have heard or read on the website, but if you have any question, I'm happy to answer that.
Thank you, Sidra. I think Morgan has collected all the questions that we received in the past couple of days. But if you guys have also any questions, you can add them in the chat. And Morgan, you can ask questions, and Sidra and I can take them and we can start answering.
Yeah, definitely. I can kick that off. So I noticed a lot of questions on the registration form about color options. That seems to be something people are really curious about. We saw people very interested in certain colors of model 0 and not finding those in model 1. We are seeing requests for new colors. So can you guys speak a little bit to that process and kind of what that looks like, selecting colors, how you plan to phase new colors into model 1 as well?
There are like two types of answers. One is our philosophy on color. So our philosophy on color is with every product, we want to nail down the basic colors. And the basic color has to be something that you can wear with as many dresses as well. And it's also something that is not too flashy. It has to be simple yet expressive. So we launch with our basic colors. When we launched model 0, we just kept with all black, all white, and black and white. And later on, when we introduced more colors, I remember we introduced our gray as a limited edition color, like 3 months after the launch. But with model 1, which we have learned is that people have fallen in love with Atoms and the colors that we offer. So we are offering in start 5 colors, as well as we will be bringing more colors down the road. So right now, the 5 colors we are offering 2 are limited editions. So the colors that you see on the website purple as well as red and white. Those two are limited edition. All white and all black. And the third color is, I think, what's the third color that we're offering? I think the third color is purple that we are offering, which is permanent that we are. So no, olive green. So olive green is also that's something we are offering as a permanent color. So we decided to go with these colors because of people are going out more and they want colors which are a little bit more expressive. We also understand people are asking for gray colors, people are asking for black and white. What we do is we make first like all those materials in those colors and see how that looks. And if it's looking right, then we launch them. But this year we have ideas on like launching more limited edition colors and offering, because even at Atoms, we have different kind of customers now. Some people want all black, some people want black and white, some people want neon, and some people want even like purple. And so we can't do too many things because that is also, like anytime we decide to launch 3 colors, we would rather put all of our energy into one color. And then since we make every single material, so getting even one color right is hard for the small company we are.
Yeah, also, I just want to mention that we are against this philosophy of going with too many choices. So rather like just have fewer, but really high quality. From our end, whenever we need to launch a new color, we actually made so many just to see like which one makes sense to launch. Even for model 1, we tested at least like 20 colors. So I have those in my library, and we might like choose some very interesting and bring for you, but we don't want to like overwhelm our customer with a lot of choices. That's something we are deliberately doing. I don't know if this is good or bad, but that's what like whatever is our philosophy.
Thanks for answering that. We're getting some questions coming in, and we had a lot on the form as well about model 0 versus model 1. And you guys spoke to some of that in the design philosophy and product philosophy part of the presentation, but can you speak a little bit more to the features of model 1 that make it premium feeling, that justify the price point? It's a little bit more expensive than the original shoe. Can you just give us some differentiation between the two shoes and then innovation behind them that really make them the best everyday shoe?
Sure, I can take that, and then Sidra, you can add anything. So primarily with Model 0, we were focused on comfort and simplicity. That were the primary things. And then we wanted to add durability into that. So durability was for several reasons. One was people were, when you using something every single day and people tend to wear their items so much, they wear out quickly. They are wearing them every single day. Even they are wearing them when they're hiking or when they're going out of town on like some retreat or something. So they are like wearing them a lot. So durability was something the customer wanted, but it's also something that we wanted. Now, if we add durability in the same materials that we were using in Model 0, that would not be as comfortable. So we had to go back to the whiteboard and look at like what are the materials that we can offer comfort, but also offer more support. So I keep saying the word support. What support I really mean is a lot of time when you are looking for something, I'll use this analogy of a mattress. If you are using a mattress, you are not necessarily looking for the most cushiony piece of blanket you can wear, like you can sleep on. You are looking for something that also retains the shape of your body, that helps you maintain your posture. So in the morning when you get up, you're not like just tired, you're not in pain. And shoes are the same thing. You want something that is really, really comfortable to your feet, but also gives you support because it's like taking care of the all weight of your body. So for that, we had to make something which is the main technology of our shoes, is this outsole that we made on. So this outside is we built this completely new cage around in the shoes, and inside we increase the comfort of Atoms too. So now this shoes offers a lot more support. Even as you walk, the shoes will not move as quickly, as easily as like Model 0. So this is like one big feature. And challenge with this is, I just want to add, Sidra, last thing from my side is, if you, and I'm going to use that analogy of the soft mattress versus a hard mattress. when you try them in a mattress shop, or when you try them in like for 5 minutes, you can't tell which one mattress is going to be better for you in the long run, because you can only like try them so much. So with Model 1, this is like after trying them for a few days and few weeks that you learn like, okay, so this is not just like comfort, this is also support that I need. So my feet are in really good shape as I'm like walking, as I'm like standing, as I'm bending your feet. So for example, even as you guys are sitting now, your feet are not necessarily like in this shape, like you're not sitting like this. Maybe they are a little bit like twisted, maybe they are on top of each other, maybe they are like this. So these shoes offer both the flexibility that Sidra wanted us to create in Model 1, but also offer more durability and support. So actually, I think I did make a quick slide on what support means, which we earlier talked about. Yeah. Sidra, you want to add anything on the support before we go?
No, that's it. I think I already talked about that. But one thing which I see here, some people were asking about Model 0, discontinuing Model 0. We are not discontinuing Model 0. Model 0 is where it's a different type of shoes. It's extremely comfortable. Model 1, we have worked increasing the durability, keeping the comfort. So right now we are not going to take Model 0 out from our collection. It will be there.
Thanks, Sidra. One last question, I think, before we open it up to everybody else on the call. Cleaning is something that's come up several times. It's been a bit of a pain point for customers with Model 0. How do the materials used in the upper and other materials of Model 1 help in terms of keeping the product clean?
Yeah, so Model 1 is easy to clean. That's a very, very big thing. And they are machine washable. We are working on creating we are working on creating a video around it. The reason we did not like talk too much about Model 0 machine wash is because Model 0 midsole and the sole structure was extremely vulnerable. And we had some cases where customers machine wash them with different type of ways. But Model 1 is absolutely machine washable, but you have to machine wash it on cold water and add 1 or 2 pillowcase. But it will come out very clean, especially your white shoes. And Morgan, just one thing which I want to address is there are a lot of people who ask us this question about sustainability. I know there are a lot of brands who are introducing sustainable material. We did a lot of research actually on that, and we have been doing on a sustainability front 2 things. Our sustainability mission is make durable products. So the product that you are buying, spending your money more than $150 on that or so, you should be able to use and enjoy that product as much as you can. And the idea is how we can increase the longevity of our product. That's what our first focus was. The second thing is, yes, thank you, Ray. Yeah, you should not machine wash your shoes. Sorry, I'm going off topic, but Ray mentioned in the chat. And then on the sustainability side, we worked on the manufacturing side. So we did a lot of research, and we found that many times when brands are using sustainable material, there is a huge manufacturing cost, environmental cost that attached to that. Instead of like, you are bringing something exciting in the market that is solving environmental problem, it is actually creating environmental hazard on the manufacturing side. So we are focused on, first of all, on the manufacturing side, our focus is how we can reduce the waste. So with this shoes, the technology, the molds that I was showing you guys was, we were only injecting the material of the shoes that we need in order to produce. And we are actually working on thinking about creating more content around that. I'll share more behind the scene photos on that front. And the second thing is the way we are dyeing our upper is, it's not drum dyed. Basically, we are dyeing each thread in a tube. so that we are only using the water and the color pigment that is required for this product. And then there was another thing which we had in order to produce one pair of, actually in order to produce 2 pair of model 0, we had to create a waste of half pair. And that's because of the process, the technology that we have been using for model 0, but we were able to reduce that waste on this model 1. So I'm going to share, we will be sharing as a brand more on that, but it will be available whoever is interested knowing more on Atom sustainability mission. We don't want to get into sustainability for marketing, because that's where like we won't be feeling comfortable about. We don't want to like introduce those type of material which can create environmental hazard. And there are like many times you are not being able to see that impact because customer is seeing the upfront impact. They are not seeing the back, which happening in the factory in Asia. And our shoes are made in Korea. I don't know if most of you know. And the reason we kept in Korea is because we are able to bring some advanced technologies into the market, and we are keeping us in Korea.
Thanks, Sidra. So we're a little bit over time now, which is okay. You guys are awesome for hanging on here. We can take probably 1 or 2 more questions. So if you have any other questions in the chat, feel free to put them in there now. We're actually going to keep everybody muted just to keep it a little bit more organized. But if you have any outstanding questions, please go ahead and add them to the chat. And in the meantime, Sidra, I can ask a question. So from me and several other people that I've talked to, quarter sizing was something that people really liked from Model 0. And obviously we're doing half and whole sizes for Model 1. Can you speak a little bit to why that is?
Yeah, I can take that question, Lucas, and you can add more.
Sure.
So Model 0, Vikas and I, we actually worked in leather shoes. That's our original background. So we were, coming from leather shoes background, you were always focused on the fit, the right fit for the shoes. And that was, we were always looking at and thinking about. So we introduced Model 0 with quarter sizing. And the idea was like how we can offer more personalization to our customer. But then when we started shipping our shoes, some customer said that there is a lot of confusion happening when they are buying from our website. And then we created some tools and they were helping a little bit, but still like some customer were feeling there is a confusion. And the way we are thinking in Atoms is how we can simplify the experience, like how we can reduce the thinking load on your brain. So yes, you have offered something very cool, but then how you can make it so simple for your customer that they don't need to think about. The work has to happen from your side. So in Model 1, actually, we did a lot of research on fit and also like how we can get that flexibility on the material. So the material composition that we have, this is why someone who has already bought Model 1, if you see the inside lining is different than Model 0 lining. It has a lot more, we have accommodated that difference that your foot needed for quarter sizing. You don't need to choose quarter sizing. If your size is 9.25, choose 9 in Model 1, because we have introduced that flexibility into the material. And someone who's going to wear these shoes will notice this. For example, my shoe size is 9.25, but I wear Model 1, women's 9.25, I wear Model 1 9, and that is accommodated into the material. And the flexibility is in a way that someone who has quarter sizing difference, and quarter sizing difference is by the way 2.5 mm difference. So it's very small difference, but you are gonna feel it when you will wear the shoes.
This one comes from Rich, and it's not really a question, but I think he's asking about if water resistance and winter weight are features that will be coming in an upcoming shoe or iterations to Model 1. What can we expect there?
Yeah, I think I can mention one thing, and then Sidra, you can talk about the product that's coming up. Is With Model 1, the goal was not just to make one shoe. So the goal was to build this technology. The goal was to build this technology that we can offer waterproof shoes. We can offer winter shoes. We can offer all those things that we can build on top of this. So we are definitely like, this one is a lot more water resistant than the first one. And the reason atoms are not waterproof right now is because breathability is our priority as compared to waterproof or water resistant. So when we have in market, when we looked at the materials that offered waterproof, they were not making shoes breathable, so which was not fun to wear all day long. And our focus is on all day, not just on like a winter day. So now, but with Model 1, we are getting closer to achieve that kind of waterproof shoes, which will offer the best of breathability as well as like keeping your feet dry and clean. I saw one question, which was kind of like hard question. Even I was not prepared to answer, but I want to like address that because it's still, I think it was asked by Kevin. He asked this question, Model 1 has a brand name on the side of the shoes, which is why Model 0 had no branding on the shoe. Why is that? This is a, when any speaker says it's a hard question, it usually means that they were not prepared to answer that. That's why they say like it's a hard question. And the one reason if they're not prepared to answer that is because sometimes you just can't explain it why you are doing this, even though inside in your heart you know why, but you can't explain it. But I will try that. Our goal with Model 0 was to make a shoe that people would want to wear every day. They would want to wear every day. And the reason they wanted to wear every day was, hey, Atoms has no branding on it all, like no branding. And I love that about Atoms. And we said, okay, we love that too. But what was happening was we were not able to build the identity of our shoes even when people were wearing them. When people were wearing Atom shoes from far, it would look like just like another generic shoes. Even when people were closer, it would just still look like, it could look like a replica of a different shoe. It could look something different. And what we were deciding on, like, can we put our brand name on the shoe in a very meaningful way? But more importantly, can we build a brand that would want people would want on their shoes? And what we learned was during a pandemic, we made Atoms masks. So Atoms mask had a prominent Atoms logo on the side, and people kept wearing Atoms mask, putting that on their face. And one of our advisors actually gave us this feedback, and his point was, I don't even know if I would wear a Nike logo on my face, but I wear Atoms logo on my face because I respect this company. To me, Atoms is about caring, and I want your logo on the product I wear. Not a big one, not like this one. This is an internal shirt that I made, but something. So if you look at like actually at this shoe, you can't even see this as much. And so we will not. There might be some crazy idea that we do where there's like a big giant Atoms on the shoe, but it will be more of expression and a design and less about marketing of like our shoes. So we are trying to play this like safe, and we are not hesitant to experiment this. And so far, I don't think with Model 1 you will have the same issue because the brand logo is on the side. It's still in the same color as the rest of the material, so you can't actually see that. But when you are looking the shoes closely, and this was the idea, when you open your box and you see this shoe, you see Atoms right there. And that was important to us as maker of the product.
Yeah, also, I just want to mention one thing, that there were some replica of Atoms coming out in the market too. So, how people are going to understand that this is Atoms was another thing important for us. But we'll see like how it will go. As Vikas mentioned, that we put our logo like with a lot of hesitation. Don't know how it will go, but we are looking forward to learn. And that's the idea with our shoes, is it's always work in progress. So we'll make changes.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for joining. I know we're a little bit over time now, so if you do have any other questions, please feel free, as Sidra said, to email her or Vikas directly, or you can always email the support@atoms.com email as well. But thank you guys for joining. This has been really great, as Vikas said, and we appreciate all of your feedback and continuous support.
Thank you guys. Have a great rest of your day. Take care.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.